Ask me questions or something?
Yes, here we are with,
Cathy Page,
also known as.
honey badger,
Why did you choose honey badger?
because my airplane is like a honey badger. It's ferocious and strong and fearless.
Okay, so that's the representation of you. That's the extension of yourself.
I'm not
Your
so sure, but
airplane.
the airplane sure is strong.
But when you fly, you feel one with your airplane, yeah, with your machine.
It's a very nice airplane.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Kathy, how do you start flying?
I started in my mid-20s. I was trying to spend some time with my dad, and he had recently got his pilot's license, so I decided I wanted to spend some time with him, so I took up his hobby, and then it sort of had a mind of its own, and it changed my life.
In what way?
I changed my job to became a pilot a few years down the road. It took a little while to do that, but I just met so many fantastic people that fly airplanes. It totally changed the direction of my life, and the people that were involved in my life changed everything, made it much enhanced.
And it's unusual as a woman pilot.
A little bit, yeah. There's not so many of us. I wish there were.
Yeah, like the 99 Club 99. Yeah, are you
there's,
one of them?
There's probably 5% of the women that fly commercially or 5% of the people that fly commercially are women. So the percentage is still quite low. I'd love to see that increase, but I guess there's just not enough role models.
But you will be our mentor. You will be inspiration for more women to get into flying. Yeah. Here we are at the Reno Air Race. Something just flew by. Can you tell by that sound of engine?
It's some jet, one of the
Some jet.
jet class. I don't know which one. Yeah.
So how did you get into racing?
There's a fly-in every year just about 50 miles north of here, north of Reno, called Dead Cow, High Sierra Fly-In.
Dead cow?
Dead Cow, and a fellow named Kevin Quinn invented stole drag with some of his buddies, and I was there one year and decided to try it. I've been doing it ever since. It's been a lot of fun. It's a really, really fun race.
Great. So what would you advise people when they are first joining the race? What to be aware of?
Tell them not to be afraid to try it, no matter what kind of airplane or what the skills are. Just go try it, see how they do. It makes a good pilot better. It gets you from maybe landing a little long on a runway and a little fast on your speed. It makes you dial that in to landing right at the point you want to land and at the speed you want to be at, which is what we should all be striving for anyway as pilots.
Precision.
Yeah, precision. Yeah, it tightens it up.
Great. What do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years?
Well, I'd love to see stole drag take off and become a national, maybe international sport, racing for airplane sport. And I'd love to see it travel all over, and I'd like to travel with it.
Travel around the world.
Travel wherever it goes.
You
Wherever
can be
it
an
leads.
international speaker just to encourage female pilots,
That'd be great
female
too.
racing.
I'd be all over that.
Okay, we have to organize that. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Great. So how do you compare the Red Bull and the Stoll racing?
Well, Stoll is just barely taking off. Red Bull was well established and had a good following. And one thing about Stoll that I think is very promising is that you don't have to be an elite aerobatic high G performer to do Stoll, and that's kind of what's required of Red Bull. It's a very very high end. Demanding sport, and to do Stoll, you can do that with your Cessna 150 if you want. Most of us use tail wheels just because we like to also fly those airplanes in the backcountry, and we like the prop clearance, and we like being able to maneuver it tightly, and there's some of those things can be done a little bit better with the tail wheel. But you can do Stoll drag with any airplane. Really, we had a guy at the last Stoll drag, which was Mayday Stoll in Nebraska a few months ago. He was racing us in a Cessna 206 with a turbine engine on it.
Wow, just beef up the engine.
That's pretty neat. And he did well. He did very well with that. So you run what you brung, kind of. Whatever you happen to have, go race it on the course and see how you do. It's super fun.
Okay. So what do you do to your airplane?
Oh, my airplane's almost stock. It's it's a Piper Clipper, and it's pretty much stock. It's got a few FAA approved additions to it, and most of which don't help it in stall drag. They just sort of make it a little nicer creature comforts for me. I'm about to trade that airplane in and get something a little more serious. I'm going to get a Carbon Cub next year.
Oh, really?
And that's going to be
Carbon what?
Carbon Cub.
Carbon cup.
Yeah, and that's going to bring me up the food chain a little bit. Get to compete against some of the guys that have Carbon Cubs now, and some of the Highlanders and Kit Fox guys. So I'm looking forward to that.
Great. Last but not the least, what would you say to your younger self? What would you do differently?
Well, the only thing I would do different would have started it earlier, because I didn't know. I didn't know where it would lead, but that's okay. I started at 25, and I got my license right away. I busted it out pretty quick one summer, and so I felt like I was kind of late to the game at the time. But looking back, I would have only started 3 or 4 years earlier than that anyway, because I wouldn't have had any money to do it. So.
And you catch up really fast.
I don't know about catching up. You just move forward. Just moving forward. One thing leads to the next, and it's just been a lot of fun. Fun ride. Lots of great people.
Great. And people can follow you on...
I'm on Facebook, Cathy Page, and I'm on Instagram, StollDrag85.
Oh, great. And Cathy was K?
C.
C. Cathy White.
Cathy Page.
Oh, White Page.
Yeah, it's actually Cathy Page, but at Facebook it's Cathy Page. Everywhere else it's Cathy Page. No hyphen.
Okay. Thank you so much, Honey Badger.
You're welcome, Nico.